Alternative models and innovation are often highlighted in discussions of education reform. Are there models that may work better in the Middle East and North Africa?
I think when we think about transferring models from one context to another, taking into consideration the contextual factors is the most important thing. Although the Arab world and the MENA region may face a lot of the similar challenges and issues in terms of their higher education institutions, I do feel that the contextual factors, whether it's community factors or political or economic factors, are slightly different from one country to another. So when transferring models, there are definitely models that can be, whether they're US, European, or other models that can be transferred to the MENA region. They just need to be appropriately contextualized to take into consideration the complicated factors or the complicated issues that impact education in the MENA region. I think in terms of innovation, what we need is flexibility in order to support innovation or alternative education, and that's one aspect that I think is a challenge in the MENA region. And it's a systemic factor, but it's also a cultural factor. The ability for students to work on their own projects and work on their own initiatives. This project-based learning that has been taking up a lot of focus in the US and in Europe, where students are working on their own initiatives and working on their own projects, and that's basically the focus of their higher education and their learning. The idea of capstone projects, the idea of problem-based learning, these are all models that can definitely be applied in the MENA region and in different countries in the Middle East. They just need administrative support. They need systemic and structural flexibility to be applied. But in terms of students and faculty, there is definitely a thirst and an eagerness for these models to be applied and implemented in higher education. There is in Egypt one innovative or alternative education model. It's called CILAS. It's the Cairo Institute of Liberal Arts. And it is it's an alternative education model where basically the founders are all young intellectuals, young professionals, young educators. Classes are facilitated; they're not taught by teachers. The facilitators are what would be seen as teachers, but they actually guide discussions. The content of the classes is developed democratically with the students. Because they're working at the higher education level, at the graduate and undergraduate level, students are provided with autonomy in picking readings, in developing their projects. They have to develop a capstone project at the end that addresses an issue in CLS itself, so in the institution itself, whether it's developing a curriculum or developing a new course for the institute, as well as addressing a problem in the community, whether it's in Cairo or in any other area in Egypt. And so this sort of gives ownership to the students, both for their learning and their education and the governance and the administration of the institution, as well as linking it and relating it to community problems and community issues, so that education is not isolated from the world outside. So it's a great example.